They aren't staged PR stunts. They aren't movie scenes. And many of them were never meant for the public at all. These are the times when celebrities surprise their fans in the most emotional way possible. So grab a tissue because the last case will surprise you. 1. Dwayne Johnson.
Thank you for your service, brother. Enjoy your new What the heck is happening? Get out of here, bro! Oh my God!
You might think of The Rock as a fearless action hero, but here's a side of him that's all heart. In one unforgettable moment, he gave his own custom Ford F-150 Raptor to Navy veteran Oscar Rodriguez, surprising him at a screening of his movie Red Notice. Johnson walked up in front of a crowd, explained why Oscar's story moved him, and then handed him the keys. At that time, Oscar was caring for his 75-year-old mother, training others, and giving back through his church. Thankfully, his good deed was able to move The Rock, and the result was a ceremony of generosity. But that's not where The Rock's generosity ended. At other heart-touching events, The Rock was able to work out his magic in reuniting a woman named Karina with her military husband live on Jimmy Fallon. If that wasn't enough, The Rock even went further to help a struggling UFC fighter, Thea Jarimbo, secure a home for himself and his family. Before The Rock's intervention, Jarimbo had been saving up to bring his family from Zimbabwe to the United States. He spent his nights sleeping on the training couch with just $7 to his name in his bank account. With The Rock giving him a house of his own, there's definitely no arguing how much of an angel he is. The lesson, fame without kindness is hollow. And speaking of kindness, what does it look like when a top chef trades his spatula for a gift that could fund a child's fight for life? 2. Gordon Ramsay surprises a young leukemia patient. Gordon Ramsay, known for his fiery temper and ruthless critique in the kitchen, once completely switched gears. He surprised a 2-year-old leukemia patient, not just with words, but with a $10,000 donation to support her medical journey. While the intense lights of restaurant kitchens are his usual stage, this moment was far more personal and real. By giving substantial financial help, he showed that his passion for cooking isn't all heat. There's real heart behind it. And from the heat of Ramsay's kitchen to a different kind of spotlight, the next clip shows us how a rock band can turn a hospital room into a moment of triumph. 3. Kiss surprises young boy.
Also giving you 3 sets of round-trip airfare so you can come visit for the next, to see Dr. Shahinian because you made a promise that you have.
The rock legends of Kiss didn't just rock stadiums, they also surprised a 10-year-old cancer survivor named David with a signed guitar. While their makeup and stage theatrics are legendary, this gesture is simple but profound. It's one thing to sell albums, but handing someone your guitar, personally signed, is handing them a piece of your legacy and telling them they matter. And if Kiss turned up the volume on kindness, next up is someone who made an ordinary mall feel like a private concert. 4. John Cena.
John Cena's message helped my family because my mom was diagnosed with breast cancer.
Many would agree that John Cena has certainly made a career out of being larger than life, but his biggest moments often come when he steps into someone's personal life, and that's what happens here. In this clip, a boy recounted how Cena gave him a wristband when his mother was preparing for a 6-hour surgery. With that wristband, the boy told his mother not to give up, and today, she's cancer-free. Cena watched the testimony with tears in his eyes. When the kid unexpectedly walked into a room and saw Cena, the hug that followed was so massive, you could feel it through the screen. Cena has also done dozens of Make-A-Wish visits, surprised young artists who've written songs about him, and made appearances for kids battling illness. In all these moments, he's not a wrestler or a movie star. He's a fan's hero. And speaking of unexpected appearances, the next story will amaze you. 5. Johnny Depp as Captain Jack Sparrow.
Which way is the hospital?
The hospital, I think it's that way.
Okay, thank you very much.
Imagine you're in a children's hospital, day after day, and then Johnny Depp walks in, not as himself, but as Captain Jack Sparrow. In this surprising clip, Johnny Depp is seen visiting pediatric wards in full pirate garb, sword in hand, bantering with kids, doing silly sword fights, and staying in character the whole time. He once spent more than 5 hours at a hospital in Vancouver, making his way through oncology, neurology, and general wards, bringing purposeful silliness to kids who desperately needed a smile. On another occasion, he surprised Disneyland fans by appearing on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride, cracking jokes like he sailed right out of the movies. His visits show that even in the darkest breeze, a little imagination and presence can feel like sunshine on a stormy sea. While Depp sails in on waves of fantasy, here's a star whose surprise came from the most unexpected. 6. Jack Black surprises a Tenacious D fan. On the street, a fan wearing a Tenacious D shirt probably expected some glances, maybe a smile, but when Jack Black himself appeared, walking up behind him, the fan froze. No spotlight, no production, just Black, who is energetic, genuine, willing to meet someone who admires his music and comedy. It's the kind of surprise that reminds you when your idol is also your hero. Sometimes, all it takes is a walk, a shirt, and a second for your world to tilt. It's time for the next celebrity surprise. 7. Tom Hanks photo shoot surprise.
Can we get a picture with you? By all means.
Imagine reaching the concluding part of your wedding, taking photos without expecting any more guests to walk in, when you look up and see Tom Hanks, just running, looking like any other guy out for a morning run. But then he stops, smiles, and says hello. That's what happened to one couple at their wedding photo shoot. Hanks didn't just wave. He spent a few minutes chatting, joking, and making the day bigger than they ever expected. No red carpet, no camera crew. It was just a humble moment of kindness from someone who's made us laugh and cry on screen. While Hanks was casually kind on this occasion, let's move to another surprise from a celebrity that made commuters stop wherever they were for an impromptu concert. 8. Jimmy Fallon and Maroon 5.
Hey guys, I'm here at the 50th Street subway station right below Rockefeller Center with Adam Levine and James Valentine of Maroon 5. The three of us are about to go on.
Nobody expected it when Jimmy Fallon and Maroon 5 disguised themselves as a regular band at the subway station, picked up their instruments, and started performing live. Everything was normal, but just when no one expected it, they transformed a boring train platform into a spontaneous concert when they revealed their true identity, giving people a moment of joy, unexpected melody, and connection. It's the kind of surprise that turns a daily routine into something magical, reminding us that art can be everywhere, even underground. It's time for a completely different kind of celebrity surprise. 9. Robert Downey Jr. Robert Downey Jr., known globally as Iron Man, left no crumbs of kindness on the table when he decided to meet a 7-year-old boy born with only one arm. But things got even better from here. Upon arrival, instead of just posing for a photo or just random pleasantries, Robert pulled off a great stunt by giving the boy a prosthetic Iron Man arm, designed to look like the tech-rich suit. This wasn't a toy, it was a symbol. For that child, it is clear that it wasn't about being a fan. It was about seeing himself in his hero, not just in the movies, but in real life. When your favorite hero empowers you, it blurs the line between fiction and reality. And for that kid, it might have changed how he sees himself forever. 10. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
You look real.
Because I am.
Picture walking through Madame Tussauds, staring at lifelike wax statues when one of them suddenly blinks. That's what Arnold Schwarzenegger did. He posed like a wax Terminator, waiting for unsuspecting fans before coming to life when they least expected it. The shock, the jump, the laughter, they were all monumental. It wasn't just a prank. It was a genuine moment of performance art, a throwback to his screen persona, and a way to remind fans that he is more than a statue. When the real Schwarzenegger steps out, even the wax figures seem to feel ignored. Now, our next story takes you to a far more magical place. 11. Ed Sheeran.
What's happening, Ed?
I'm just gonna go sing with someone.
In a truly heartwarming moment, Ed Sheeran was in a shop when he found a young girl singing his song on a small stage, And what he did next surprised everyone. There was no imagining that he would want to join the fan, but he did so in a way that amazed everyone. He didn't fake it or lip sync. He played the guitar and even harmonized, turning a casual performance into a heartfelt duet. When he walked off, he gave her 2 tickets to his show. It was simple, it was real, and most importantly, it made that fan's dream feel like a shared moment, not just a wish. From soft acoustic duets to slam dunk surprises, next, we bring in a legend with even more energy. 12. Shaquille O'Neal.
Brought in NBA superstar Shaquille O'Neal. TJ Holmes is here with much more.
Nobody expected it when Shaquille O'Neal, one of the biggest men to ever play in the NBA, showed up at a local basketball court just to shoot hoops with kids. To the surprise of everyone, he threw down crossovers, encouraged shy players, and let them feel what it's like to dribble, pass, and play alongside a legend. But that wasn't all. He gave out signed basketballs alongside some life lessons that the kids wouldn't forget in a hurry. For those kids, it wasn't just a game. It was a memory they'd tell over and over. The day the giant came down from his throne to play with them. It's time for the next celebrity surprise. 13. John Stamos.
Stamos.
Hi, John Stamos.
Notice our video.
Notice us.
Everybody meet my mom.
A lady once told John Stamos that her mom's greatest crush was him, but wasn't prepared for what would happen next. Intriguingly, Stamos arranged something unforgettable. He showed up, spoke to her, thanked her for being a fan, and basically gave her a moment she'd never forget. He didn't do this on a red carpet or a stage. He did it quietly and personally, showing that even for huge celebrities, real connections can happen in the smallest ways. And if Stamos was warm and thoughtful, what comes next is playful and mischievous, just like the god of mischief himself. 14. Tom Hiddleston.
Beneath me. I am a god, you dull creature.
Hello.
Imagine dressing up as Loki, doing all your backflips, quoting lines, and living your fan fantasy. And then, suddenly, the real Loki, played by Tom Hiddleston, is standing right behind you. That's exactly what happened at a fan meetup. The fans didn't expect it when Hiddleston snuck in, fully in character, and left fans screaming, laughing, and hugging. For die-hard cosplayers, it wasn't just meeting their hero, it was stepping into his world. While Loki fans got pranked with a god, there's another star who surprised fans by working a regular job incognito. 15. Maisie Williams.
Everyone, it's Maisie Williams here. HBO were generous enough to give us some of their Game of Thrones swag, so today I've come to a local hobby store to give it away to some unsuspecting fans.
It's time for this hilarious moment when Maisie Williams, who played Arya Stark in Game of Thrones, showed up at a Game of Thrones merchandise giveaway. However, this time, she didn't show up as a celebrity, but as a regular cashier. Fans waiting in line didn't initially recognize her. She rang up shirts, chatted normally, never dropped character, before eventually revealing herself. The moment sparked pure joy and laughter, making it one of the most pleasant celebrity surprises to Game of Thrones fans. 16. Chadwick Boseman.
Go ahead and tell Chadwick what he and the movie mean to you.
Darren here, just want to say thank you so much for making Black Panther.
Now we come to a hilarious clip where Chadwick Boseman left his fan utterly surprised. How he did it was simple, hiding behind a curtain while fans shared what Black Panther meant to them. Intriguing, right? Well, it got more intriguing when Chadwick stepped out. The room went silent in shock, then erupted. It wasn't a big stage or a red carpet. It was a heartfelt moment between the actor and the people who saw him not just as a hero, but as representation. That reveal was more than a surprise. It was a gift from Chadwick, which we will always cherish. Now, sometimes, the most touching surprises don't happen on stage. They happen on the red carpet itself, when someone sees pain and rushes to help. 17. Lady Gaga. At the 2023 Oscars, it was a beautiful surprise to fans when Lady Gaga saw a photographer trip and fall on the red carpet. Without missing a beat, she turned, knelt down, and helped him to his feet. She asked if he was okay, guided him, and stayed with him until he was steady. There were cameras everywhere, but this wasn't a performance. It was a human moment, and Gaga acted like she was helping a friend, not just making a statement. And this makes things even more surprising. But Lady Gaga isn't the only star who has surprised the world with her helpful and kind personality. 18. Adele.
This is the year. Hang on, stop.
During a tour, Adele once noticed a fan in the crowd who had collapsed. Instead of powering through her song, she stopped, asked security to help, and made sure the person got aid. She held back tears, apologized to the audience, and waited. When the fan was okay, she resumed. But that pause will stay in people's memories. It's not often you see a superstar slow down, look out, and care more about a single person than the spectacle. And the list goes on. 19. Drake. Now, beyond doubt, this next clip is outright intriguing. At a club performance, Drake spotted a man in the crowd being sneaky with women in a way that clearly made them uncomfortable. But what he did next left everyone's jaws dropped. Without prior notice, he shut down the song, summoned security, and told the man, loud and clear, to stop. Many fans captured the moment, and it went viral. It wasn't about villainizing or bravado, it was about respect and safety. And that was a surprise every fan loved. 20. Ariana Grande. In the middle of one of her high-energy shows, Ariana Grande spotted a fan about to pass out and did the unbelievable. Instead of ignoring it, she prioritized them. She paused her performance, asked for water, made sure help arrived, and stayed caring until the fan was okay. It was a small act in a huge arena, but it meant the world to that person and, of course, the rest of us. It showed that being a star doesn't mean ignoring someone who just needs a moment. And if that is not surprising enough, here's a surprise that ends in I do. 21. Harry Styles helps a fan propose.
Who are you here with tonight, Connie?
Steven!
Who is Steven?
My boyfriend!
At one of his concerts, a fan asked Harry Styles to stop mid-show. When he did, Harry handed over his mic, helped set up the moment, and allowed the fan to serenade his girlfriend. The crowd erupted as she said, yes, it wasn't planned, but Harry made sure it felt like it belonged in the concert, like his stage was their stage, if only for a song. These are powerful moments, but they're all made possible because some stars choose to surprise, not for attention, but to connect. 22. Jason Momoa.
One more. If you win, you're coming. If I win, you're still coming. Ready? Go.
When Jason Momoa traded his trident for empathy in a hospital room. The video captured him arm wrestling, playing games, and spending time with a child cancer patient, promising him that when he gets better, he'll give him the Aquaman trident. It was not a rushed photo op. It was a visit, a promise, and a reminder that even heroes need to be gentle sometimes. And from noble kings of the sea to everyday heroes, we've seen compassion take many forms, but maybe the quietest gesture is the most lasting. 23. Bruno Mars. During a concert, a fan, desperate to get Bruno Mars's attention, threw his shoe at him. Instead of recoiling, Bruno caught it without hesitation or missing a beat. He laughed, held it for a moment, then handed it back. It was funny, odd, and strangely surprising, something the fan never expected. And that's the end of today's video. What do you think about these celebrity surprises? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit subscribe, and stay tuned for intriguing videos.